holiday photography, expectations, reality, coming up. I'm on the border of a river that crosses into Lampung this morning. I'm in Thailand, Lampung. We've been here for about 2 weeks. And this morning, I'm just going to take a photo of this railway bridge that you can see here. It's the main line that goes from Bangkok all the way up to Chiang Rai. You can see on the video here, I'm using my Z6 II to take some video of this bridge. I've got a couple of trees on the left there, and I've only got 2 filters. I'm traveling very light. I don't have any of the slot filters because I'm so weight restricted on this trip. I've got my polarizer and I've got a K&F Concept variable filter, 2 to 9 stops. Now, I did bag this filter. I did say this filter wasn't really good, but that was in reference when I was using my Nikon D7500 with the Tokina 11 to 20mm lens. At 11mm, I was getting a lot of bubbles, but using the Z6 II with the 24 to 85 FX lens, I am not getting any sort of crossing at all. I'm getting really good images. I'm going to start just putting the polarizer on. You might think, why would I be putting in a variable ND filter when there's not that much movement in the sky? Well, you can see the river in the foreground here. And what I want to do is just slow the motion a little bit. I can't stop it all down because then the clouds, I will lose all the definition of the clouds. But I just want to slow it down a little bit. And I've already tried these 2 filters on together and I'm getting no color cast. Let's get to it and let's take some photos. Now, this is why I like using a polarizer. Look at the sky now. The polarizer is set to neutral, so there's no enhancement of the sky. But watch what happens when I slightly start turning the polarizer. Look at that detail in the sky we're getting here. Now, a polarizer also helps you because a polarizer is really like a mini ND filter. So we've lost about 3/4 of a stop of light, which is really good. You can see the foreground's a little bit dark, but with the Z6 II, I'm going to get all that nice foreground detail without any problems at all. Now, I'm going to put the variable ND filter on top of this now, and you will see how much light we've actually lost. Now, I've added the variable ND filter and it's set to minimum. Watch what happens as I turn the dial to get a darker image, which means that the variable ND is increasing. Now, I'll just get it back until we can see a little bit of light. Look at that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 stops. Now, to balance it, because I'm videotaping this, now I have to increase my exposure to get a proper aperture. Bring the exposure down a little bit. That's it. Beautiful. Now it's starting to be a bit more cloudy, so let's go ahead and take a photo with the settings that I've got now. When I went to take a photo at 24mm, I was getting vignetting on the corner, so I've had to come into 29mm. And really, I could get away with this and in Lightroom or in Photoshop with Content Aware, just get rid of the corners. So I could keep on 24mm. I am going to take the variable ND filter off and just take some photos so that you can see the power that this water is rushing through here. So this is the photo I've just taken without the variable ND filter on, left the polarizer where it was, and I've gone from 1/3 of a second to 1/20th of a second at f11 and 24mm. And you can see this is the last photo that I took, 1/3 of a second, because I had the variable ND filter on. Now, without the variable filter on, I'm at 1/20th of a second. And you get a much better feel of how much water is actually flowing down this river. Now let's zoom in a bit because we're a bit far. 24mm is still a bit far. I'd just like to get much closer into what you're seeing here. This tree on the left, and there's a tree right in the foreground here, just below the bridge. Now, before I zoomed in to 62mm for my next 6x4 image of the area that we were photographing, I decided to take a panoramic image of this area to show you a broader scene of what I was photographing, and also to show you how high the river really is. Now, there are 8 photos in this panoramic image. They were taken at 52mm, 1/60th of a second, f11, ISO 100, and I used my tripod to take the photos. Now you can see a much different composition. When it's the dry season here, that tree on the right-hand side is around 4 meters above the bottom of this river that's flowing through here. Last year, I was here about the same time. the monsoon season had already finished, and I took a Star Trails photo right in the center of this river, and the tree was just so far up on the bank. Now, I'm going to swap out of the video so I can take a couple of photos. Now you can see from the first photo I took when I first got here to now, it's getting fairly bland because we're in the monsoon season. It looks like it's going to rain very soon. This is the first time in 4 days that I've been able to get out with my camera because we've just been having constant rain the whole day. Today, I was just wanting to show you expectations versus reality. You might have great plans for your photography, but you've got to expect the unexpected. And that is that you don't know what the weather is going to behave like. I'm still very happy with the photos that I took this morning. This is the reality of traveling, of photographing in another country, or even if you're in a holiday in Australia where I live. I always hope for good photos, but I've learned that weather can change, the habitat can change. You really don't know what to expect until you get there. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up, stay safe, enjoy your photography, and I'll see you next time.